in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely.
What is going on now? First of all, I'm really shocked because, mind you, I'm not there and we haven't called each other husband and wife yet in a long time. I'm like, what's going on right now? My wife name out of your mouth. Hey, remember that epic moment when Will Smith gave Chris a good old slap when he cracked a joke about Jada? Well, hold on because the plot has thickened. Jada came out and spilled the beans that she and Will have actually been living separate lives for years now. You won't believe it, but Chris is sitting there scratching his head. Shake me, Will Smith, for that joke. Yes, Jada, life is full of unexpected turns and turns. Rosie Smith, the gifted actress, revealed shocking information in a recent interview. She and her husband, Will Smith, have been performing the solo dance since 2016. This is an astounding 6 years prior to the highly publicized Oscar slap incident that erupted last year, when Smith gave comedian Chris Rock a taste of his hand for making a joke about Jada. However, Pinkett Smith revealed to NBC News that by the time 2016 arrived, they had become weary of attempting to live up to our preconceived notions of what the other person should be. Pinkett Smith revealed this in a sneak peek from an interview to promote her upcoming memoir, Worthy of Note. Pinkett Smith said the Smith duo was the subject of years' worth of rumors and hearsay about affairs and open relationships, but they remained steadfast in their denials. However, in 2020, Jada Pinkett Smith revealed an entirely different side to the story. She spoke candidly about a brief affair she had with singer August Alsina during one of her husband's separations, and that moment captured the attention of the world for a long time. One would assume that after all that humiliation, she would try to fade from the spotlight. But this new information suggests that the story isn't finished, even though they are still legally married. Surprisingly, given that Jada enjoys airing her dirty laundry, she admitted under wraps that they simply weren't ready to make it public. They're still working out what it means to them to be in a partnership. In an interview with People magazine, Jada stated, "We have a deep love for each other, and we're on a quest to understand what that really means for us." She also mentioned the 2022 Oscars, saying that, up until that point, their drama had only involved the two of them. However, at the Oscars, they also included Chris Rock. Chris Rock made fun of Jada's extremely short hair, she has alopecia, while he was on stage and couldn't stand it. Then, in an excerpt from her memoir, he marched up there and gave Rock a good old-fashioned slap before hurling some choice words his way. Jada admitted she thought the slap was some kind of comedy skit at first. Even when she realized it wasn't, she was left scratching her head, wondering why Will was so red up. We'd been leading separate lives, and were there as family, not as husband and wife, she wrote. After the slap, many people also caught her rolling her eyes. And she responded about that, as well. There was the rumor that her rolling eyes reaction to Chris Rock's joke led Will Smith to slap him. It was easy to spin the story of how the perfect Hollywood megastar had fallen to his demise because of his imperfect wife. Blaming the woman is nothing new. I had to think about the narrative out there of me as the adulterous wife who had now driven her husband to madness with a command of one look. And now people want more insight into why Will Smith slapped Chris. So here's the scoop straight from Jada Pinkett Smith. In a chat with People magazine, you know how every summer there's always some gossip about Jada, and will possibly going their separate ways. Well, during one of those summary episodes, comedian Chris Rock got it wrong. He appeared to believe that everything was under control when he chose to pursue Jada. Yes, you heard correctly. But here's the real deal. Jada corrected him right away, making it quite evident that a divorce was not in the cards. Chris was pretty taken aback from what Jada spilled, and he went into full-on apology mode. And just like that, that little chapter in their lives came to a close now. There's this theory floating around that one of the reasons Will Smith may have reacted the way he did during that moment might be due to these past encounters with Chris Rock. It's like he'd been sitting on some simmering discomfort for ages, suppressing those feelings. The idea is that he might not have been too thrilled about Chris making advances towards his wife way back when, and it's been lingering in the background all this time. So when things went down, it was like all those suppressed emotions came bubbling to the surface. Talk about some past history making a comeback in the worst way, am I right? But people are still curious why Will would slap someone for Jada, who does her best to embarrass Will anytime she likes. But if you read up on Will Smith and his past, you'd know how maybe the slap has some more links to his past. It's essential to recognize that the reason Will might have acted as he did was more of an instinctive reaction rooted in his childhood experiences. In his book, he regularly muses on how looking in the mirror makes him feel like a coward. As a result, even as an accomplished man who had accomplished much in life, he still saw himself as a coward in the mirror. This self-perception is linked to his childhood, when he witnessed his father abusing his mother. Despite being a helpless child at the time, he always regretted not intervening and standing up to his father. I'm certain that in that crucial moment, especially in front of a large audience, it triggered something akin to post-traumatic stress disorder, compelling him to not only respond, but also react violently. Confronting Chris finally, Will Smith has addressed Jada Pinkett Smith's many claims regarding their marriage and relationship. Once again, Smith has demonstrated his support for Pinkett Smith. This time, he did so in a recorded statement given to the New York Times during their interview with Pinkett Smith. Smith said that his wife's memoir, Worthy, had a significant influence on him, awakening him to a new understanding that she possesses more resilience, intelligence, and compassion than he had previously realized. He went on to explain that spending more than half of your life with someone can lead to a kind of emotional blindness, making it all too easy to overlook their subtle nuances and hidden beauties. Therefore, it is really surprising that Will is still, after disclosing their prior separation and living apart from Will Smith, in an interview with Stephen Bartlett for the Diary of a CEO podcast. Jada Pinkett Smith opened up about how she struggled with feelings of resentment towards her husband, Will Smith, during their period of separation. She candidly shared her thoughts, revealing that during the 7 years of secret separation, she occasionally felt as though she'd been left out in the cold. Jada went into great detail about their marital struggles, illuminating the underlying causes of their problems. She clarified that their problems were frequently related to their different love languages and her mistaken belief that she could only find happiness outside of herself by turning to Will. She also acknowledged that she had messed up her kids, which has caused people to wonder how Will can be so forgiving. According to USA Today, Jaden Smith also disclosed that his mother, Jada Pinkett Smith, was the one who first introduced psychedelics to their family. He made this revelation during his recent attendance at the Psychedelic Science Conference in Denver. Fans are feeling a variety of emotions about this whole thing. One person wrote, "Everything I have ever learned about Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith's relationship has been against my will. You want to break up with your husband and all of this stuff, that's your business. But this public emasculation needs to stop, Jada." Jaden, the son of Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith, shared that he believes it was actually my mom who initially embraced this for our family for quite a while. All you're doing is raising the bar for success. Every time I see Jada Pinkett Smith talk about Will Smith, I'll get in between you and him because no matter what you say, there is nothing you can say to a man to excuse what you have done to him. I find it offensive that as kings, we shouldn't be treated that way. You are queens, and you shouldn't be treated that way either. Could you please point me to any biblical verse that encourages you to publicize your private venture for financial gain, even if it has a detrimental impact on your spouse? If you enjoy this video, please leave a comment below and let us know. To be the first to watch my next video, hit the bell symbol and click the subscribe button. Every week, I share updates like this one in which I reveal the secrets of your most beloved celebs.